Season 1 of The War Within is well underway, and according to Twitter, everybody along with their family and friends already have Keystone Hero with all the portals, the best install gear on 30 alts, ahead of the curve, cutting edge, and every other achievement conceivable. I am not one of those people. So I asked you guys on my community tab and over a few different polls the role you wanted me to play for a Zero to Keystone Hero series, and ranged DPS had a pretty fair advantage over the others. With that, I started thinning out classes with more community polls until we all arrived at the Shadow Priest. So just like in Season 2 for Dragonflight, I will be revisiting the Priest, now with hero talents, for my first ever Zero to Keystone Hero challenge in the War Within. If that's something that might interest you, be sure to subscribe and follow along to see how I progress in this challenge and to vote for future challenges on this channel. So, Shadow Priest. Thinking back to Dragonflight, I had a lot of fun on my priests. The visuals were cool, the damage over time playstyle was enjoyable, and the AoE was a bit crazy. And as someone who likes seeing all the numbers pop up, I gotta say, 10 out of 10 experience. Now, for the War Within, things change a bit since now I have the option of choosing one of two hero talents, Archon or Void Weaver. While my heart calls for the Void, Archon is the choice I have to make if I'm gonna be focusing on Mythic Plus. See, Void Weaver, while looking amazing, works best on single target, and its main talent, Entropic Rift, works better on smaller AoE pools or static encounters, because if you use it and the tank moves on to another pack, you just lost one of your major spells until its cooldown resets. On the other hand, Archon is all about the halo, which doesn't really care where you are or what you do. It pulses for 3 times, dealing damage and healing your group. Plus, with one of the Archon talents, Energy Cycle, every time I consume Surge of Insanity I get more shadowy apparitions, and I love my Shadow Ghosties. The Zero to Keystone Hero series is based on a few rules I set for myself, and which I will follow to make this more interesting. First of all, the main goal of the series is to get Keystone Hero, which you get from attaining 2.5k score during the season, and which rewards you with this sick ass mech mount. Much better than the neon dinosaurs we got in Dragonflight. Aside from that, I'll be sure to limit my character in terms of gold and resources by keeping things solo, so all the gold, profession items and such will be obtained by whatever gold I can make on this character. I can't trade for my other characters or even use the Warband Bank, so everything I need I have to get on the Priest. Speaking of going solo, the challenge will be done without any assistance from the outside. No guild members, no people from my friend list, nothing. I mean, I am currently guildless and my friend list has like 2 active people, but regardless, it's a rule I want to enforce. That means that I will have to achieve my rank by taking part in what the general community refers to as one of the worst experiences you can have as a human being. Now, I'm not saying that pugging is bad because I had a good time during Dragonflight, but Twitter users keep sharing harrowing stories about the trauma they suffered by running dungeons with random people. So I guess I'll add that to the list of rules and goals. Another rule I wanna share with you guys, it's something that might shock even the most casual of you, but I will not be using any add-ons. For the first time in World of Warcraft, I'm gonna be limiting myself even more by playing the game how it's intended. So sure, while I will have like Bagnon or Details Damage Meter or minor add-ons like that, I'm not gonna be using weak auras, I'm not gonna be using Mythic Plus tools, I'm not gonna be using anything that will help me in combat. So I have to raw dog it out. With all that out of the way, let me introduce to you, fresh out of Pandaria Remix, my Shadow Priest for this Zero to Hero Season 1 challenge. And well, being fresh out of Pandaria means I have to level. So I jump into the War Within and start spamming delves, taking a break by doing some questing, some profession farming, and a dungeon here and there. After a while of leveling and witnessing the magnificence of Magni's nipples, I reached level 80 in the most anticlimactic way ever. Being level 80 means I can do level 80 stuff to gear up. First of all, by having a character already complete the story and get some renown levels, I can farm resonance crystals so I can purchase the renown gear from the main factions. After that, I take flight around the world to help out on world quests with a quick pit stop to take down the world boss that apparently was listening to the same song I was because he doesn't drop anything, and in the words of Anderson .Paak,
"This bitch!"
With the week done, I had my vault set up and ready to go on Tuesday, where I begin the day at item level 562. A bit too low to start spamming heroics and even less so mythic. Regardless, I check the vault where I get tier pants, a trinket, and a belt. I really should have picked the tier pants so I could start building up to the bonus, but I instead opted to get the trinket since it was a bigger item level boost and trinkets aren't that common to find. Luckily, this week meant the start of Time Walking Burning Crusade, which meant that I could get some free upgrades for my lowest item levels at the vendor or by taking part in the Black Temple raid, which I ended up doing as well. The Time Walking event is something I really recommend to everyone, either leveling alts or just wanting to get some gear upgrades. The raids are fairly easy and you can completely obliterate them with a quick 40-man group. And before you start saying that you never get invited into groups, just make one and start inviting people. Hell, I did my run as a Holy Priest. Do I know how to heal? No, but I just spammed Holy Nova, Halo, Smite and Flash Heal from time to time and it still got it done. So have no fear and just go for it. Either way, you're making the group, so just pick the people you want to pick and truck along. After about a 45-minute run, I ended up getting a staff from Illidan and some other items from the other bosses in the raid. All in all, a decent item and item level boost for a short time investment. And right after that, I obtained the crate from the Time Walking quest and I get a much better main hand weapon. Well, I guess it's time I better start hunting for my offhand as well. I would talk about my experience going into the LFR for some extra vault slots, but I didn't really get anything major from the bosses and they all just died super quick, so I'll have to wait until the next vault reset to see if I get lucky. Speaking of feeding the vault, I started spamming some delves so I could level them up as well, getting them ready for the next week. And honestly, I think that's gonna be it for the first episode in the series. I know I didn't do any Mythic Plus, but I spent a lot of time preparing for it, and since I didn't start playing this character from day one, I'm about a week or two behind, but I'm feeling optimistic and ready to go. My vault is also ready with some upgrades cooking in the background, and I am going to finish this video at item level 589, and I will see you guys on the next one where I finally step into Mythic Plus. Thanks for watching.